Well, if you're not a Texan, you may not know about the glorious place that is the Texas State Fair. And while it's an interesting place to say the least, it's a place where 2 tiny tacos will cost you $10. A turkey leg could cost you upwards of $25. And just to enter the fair itself, it could cost you upwards to $28 per person. Now, I'm an actual Texan, and I've literally been to the state fair recently. And I can say, without a doubt, it does feel a bit more empty than usual. It doesn't feel as lively. It doesn't feel like there's as many people showing up like they once did.
Nobody went to the Texas State Fair. Nobody. No, this has never, ever happened, ever.
I spent over $200 at the Texas State Fair.
In this video, we're going to dive into why the Texas State Fair has become so empty this year in 2025. Let me start by saying that so many people have amazing memories of going to the state fair. In the Dallas area, students will be let out on a random Wednesday and be given a free ticket just to go to the fair. It was called Fair Day, and every kid looked forward to it. Get a free ticket, go with your friends. What's not to love? It was a great time. Well, unfortunately, in many school districts, that's being taken away. And Fair Day is no longer a school holiday. This social media post really started the conversation on what is going on at the Texas State Fair. And yeah, it kind of checks out. I went on a Friday night right before the Texas and OU game. You would think it would be super duper packed. I couldn't help but notice that there weren't too many crowds. Now, there were some crowds, but not too many. There were entire areas of the fair that were pretty much empty. Food stands that had no customers, and a lot of workers that looked super bored. It was 5 p.m., right after school, right before the busiest time of the state fair. Why weren't there too many people? Why was it empty?
I thought the Texas State Fair was supposed to be one of the most famous fairs in the entire world. Well, explain this. Explain where everybody is then, because there is not a soul anywhere. And mind you, I'm in the brand area too, where they are giving out so much free stuff, so much free swag, gift cards, like legit everything. And there's barely anybody people. I mean, just like it literally takes me like 2 minutes to walk up to something. I really thought like going into here, I was going to have to wait like 5 minutes to get some food. No, I'm the only person up there trying to get food pretty much anywhere. And that's like the corn dog stand and like the turkey legs, where that was one of the most famous like food places here. Like there's just nobody here. Like it is a Friday. Where is everybody? It's the day before the game. Like it's not even like the game is at like noon.
There were definitely plenty of turkey legs everywhere. They did say around 25 tickets, which was like $25. I mean, take a look at some of the food I got here. This fried crab cake, it was delicious. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing. 10 out of 10. With a Hawaiian punch cocktail. How much would you pay for that? Maybe like 15 bucks, 10, 20? Nah. That little drink and those 2 little crab cakes, they cost around $30. Yeah, $30 just for 2 crab cakes and a drink. In my opinion, these prices are not sustainable. This wasn't even a meal. It was pretty much a snack. So it should not come as a surprise that people and families are not showing up to the state fair like prior years.
We're a family of 5. Each ticket's $20 and parking's $20. That's $120 even before we get our toe in the door. Now, if they want to play some games, it's $1 per ticket. So if they get 60 tickets, right? $60. Each ride is 8 tickets, but you need a parent to go on, so that's 16 tickets, which again, it's $1 per ticket. So say if my kids wanted to go on 5 rides apiece at $8 a ticket, that's $80 per kid because an adult needs to go with them, so that's $160 right there, just for 5 rides. And we're not even getting into the food. A turkey leg, $25 for a turkey leg. $8 for a cup of soda. I told the kids that I would rather take them to Disneyland than the state fair because of how expensive it is. I asked one of my mother friends how much it cost her for her family of 4. She said she left paying $500.
And yeah, she's exactly right. To fully enjoy the state fair experience, a family of 4 would have to spend upwards of $500. She broke it down super honestly, and a lot of people feel this way. Go on Reddit, go on social media, go on Facebook. A lot of people will say that they just simply don't want to go to state fair because it's so expensive. Why would they spend $200, $300, even $500 just for their family of 4, just to have a decent time for 3 to 4 hours. Now, many people, including myself, many Texans, we already knew the state fair was expensive, but it's gotten to the point of absurdity. To eat enough food to where your stomach is full and you're not hungry, be prepared to spend at least $60. Let's take a look at this mega thread on state fair prices. And you can just see firsthand how pricey many of these items have become. One turkey leg, about $25. A simple pretzel, about $12. You know those pretzels you get at like a stadium or something? They usually cost you like $7 to $8? Nah, they want to charge you $12 here. Now here's another food item I got. I got this chicken jalapeno popper. It was all right. It was pretty decent. I give it maybe like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 if you're really hungry. They were good, but this cost me $14. And keep in mind, a lot of this food really isn't restaurant quality, with the exception of some very sought after food stands that are pretty busy. A lot of them really just throw in the frozen food in the fryer. I literally saw them take a huge bag of these super frozen chicken poppers. They just threw them in the fryer and bam. When I got it, it was kind of flaky. You know, it wasn't that like really deep fried goodness. It was a bit cheap, lack for a better word, even though the price wasn't cheap. A lot of the food isn't too special, but it's being priced as such. Now I took this huge list and then I compared it to 2015 prices. And what I found is that prices have skyrocketed a lot, more than normal food prices. That shouldn't surprise anyone. On average, state fair food prices have increased around 40%, give or take. That's a rough estimate, but it makes sense when you really think about it. And I think my math isn't too off here. That $25 turkey leg would only cost you maybe like $15 back in 2015. A pretzel maybe cost you around $7. And the rides, they were a lot cheaper as well. So it absolutely makes sense that people and families are skipping the state fair this year. Keep in mind, food inflation since 2015, it's gone up around 30%. Still a pretty big jump, but not 40% like the state fair is charging you. So here's another opinion, and I think she breaks it down pretty well.
Did the Texas State Fair just become too expensive for Texans? Because nobody is showing up, and here's why. Now, historically, the Texas State Fair is super popular, and everybody loves to go to a state fair, get all the deep fried goodies, and plus the rides and the entertainment. The vendors come from all over. But now there's footage of literally empty midway vendor stalls. There's nobody there. A lot of the locals are saying that the prices are very expensive, even for parking, and the parking itself is a nightmare. Plus, the prices are sky high. I saw a comment that a turkey leg, one turkey leg is $24. Their commenters were saying that a corn dog is $15. One corn dog. Like a family of 4 goes, and what used to be $200 day at the fair is now like $400. The vendors are saying that their sales are more than 50% down. Plus, not only are their sales down, their costs were higher. So I don't know, is the Texas State Fair just losing its magic, or are they pricing people out of even coming? Comment below, has anybody been to the State Fair in Texas this year and actually spent a decent amount of money?
So it's reasonable to believe that the state fair has priced out so many people. And if this continues, who knows what the state fair will look like 10 years compared to now. Now, when you go there, it becomes super easy to spend money because every food or snack, it's going to cost maybe $10 to $30. Ultimately, I think the low attendance at the state fair is part of a much larger trend here in the United States. Americans are pulling back hard on going out spending, especially for things like this, like fairs or festivals. Matter of fact, international travel spending is down. Disney parks are also feeling the pain. Walt Disney World, they logged their slowest 3-week stretch of the year in September 2025, which puts it on track to be the quietest month since 2021. That's like right after the pandemic as well. You can see videos out there saying that Disney is a ghost town. Think about all the social media buzz that is going on in Las Vegas. If you go to Las Vegas today, you'll notice that it's not as busy as it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. Las Vegas is becoming a ghost town as well. It really goes to show that people just don't want to spend the money that they once did. Maybe they don't have the cash, or they're holding their cash close to their belt. On the flip side, if we think about it a different way, national parks have recorded record visitation over the past year or so. This suggests that families and Americans, they're more likely to go to parks and national parks because, well, they're pretty much free and they don't cost much money, if any. You basically just have to get there and you have the entire park to yourself. The U.S. National Park Service, they reported over 331 million visits in 2024. This broke the previous record. What all this tells us is that the pullback is real and it's measurable. The fare crisis, if there is one, right, isn't just local. This is part of a more national rebalancing, where the pay-to-play model or the pay-to-have-fun model is becoming a lot less popular for so many Americans. With inflation and prices continuing to climb every other month, where do we go from here? Another thing I noticed going to the fair is that there weren't as many young people or young adults as previous years. And a lot of surveys and data out there shows that Gen Z, they're less likely to spend money on traditional live experiences like fairs or festivals or even amusement parks. They much rather go to a live concert or a live music festival than go to an amusement park type of situation. Matter of fact, concert ticket sales among Gen Z have grown nearly 25% since 2019, while attendance for more traditional events like this, like state fairs, carnivals, or amusement parks, they have declined. So yeah, Gen Zers are much likely to spend hundreds of dollars on a K-pop band, Taylor Swift, or Charlie XCX, you name it. The cultural impact or social currency that festivals or fairs once had, it's really not the same that it once was. The popularity has just declined. I mean, think about how malls have faded as cultural hubs. Malls used to be the place where kids met up back in the 2000s, 90s, and 80s. Now a lot of malls have become like ghost towns. I mean, blame social media, blame Netflix, blame at-home entertainment, all that stuff. All those are reasons why the state fair or other fairs around the country have had pretty bad 2025s. It's definitely part of a long-term cultural shift. So yeah, it's no secret that videos have come out showing us how empty the Texas State Fair is. I really don't know who's to blame for these fair prices being so out of control, but I do really think the main reason attendance is so low is mainly due to the fact that the prices have gone up so much, in combination with these other factors that we've talked about. But what do you guys think? Would you visit the Texas State Fair and spend, well, over $100 per person? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out, and it shines a spotlight on issues like this. And like always, we'll be back with another video. Stay informed out there.